Let's start from the beginning. So here we are. We are at the Mini GT Fan Club. This is a Facebook group with almost 60,000 members. And in this group, what they do is they talk about everything Mini GT, all the new stuff that's coming out, maybe some discussion topics. Of course, I'm the one that's in there, always bringing up something that's, hey, let's go back and forth on this discussion, right? So the first one I've got here is, oh my God, I've got 50 posts in this thing. Okay, here it is. Our chase cars are not even necessary. Change my mind. So I'm piggybacking off of a meme with a guy that's sitting at the table. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through all these comments, see how people feel about it. Obviously, get your feedback as well. When this video is posted on YouTube, you'll be able to comment, obviously, and we can all discuss it. So let's see what the general public is saying about Mini GT. These are pretty much hardcore Mini GT fans that are in here. And so let's go through and see. So Travis is saying, I hope I don't get one. Usually the color plays a big part in me purchasing. Okay, so I get this guy. He's trying to say that he wants the real deal. He doesn't want any of these things that are raw finish or something that doesn't look like the actual car in real life. You can see Jose here agreeing with it. And race cars, yep, that makes complete sense, especially if it's got all the stuff going on all the decals and everything like that. And you want the color to be accurate, especially if it's got multiple colors going on, things like that. Looks like Abrar seems to agree with that. This all blue interior comment is pretty funny because what that means is sometimes you'll get like a metal body. The spoilers may be blue, the wheels are blue, and then the interior is blue, and then the rest of the car is like raw metal. Michael also agrees. Who else agrees here? We've got Chris Bradley. He agrees. Clifford agrees. Jose, here he is again. I won't. It's a way to milk the collector hype cow. Chase cars have been around for a long time. I've done plenty of YouTube videos on this, and I think most people that follow me obviously understand my point of view. Some of the guys in this post obviously know where my stance is on it as well. I would say that, yes, it does create this FOMO, this idea of some artificial hype surrounding the diecast because it's like, oh my God, I got to get that rare piece, that one that's only limited in production and things like that. I mean, it's been around with Hot Wheels. It's here in Mini GT. Now, what is the purpose of a chase? What is the actual purpose of the chase? From what I understand is that it's designed to have collectors go to stores and hope that they can get one, right? To me, that was the whole entire premise of it. Whether it's at Target, Walmart, Hot Wheels, even all that stuff, right? What you're doing is you're going to the store to try and chase the product. That's, if I'm not mistaken, that's where that whole word came from, right? You don't know where it's going to be. You don't know if it's going to be at this department store. You don't know if it's going to be at O'Reilly's, whatever, right? So the same concept applies. However, there's a little bit of a disservice, right? Because what's happening is a lot of the diecast resellers will pull them out of the box manually and say, hey, I've got a chase for sale, but then mark it up like ×5. And it kind of defeats the purpose of having a chase, I think, right? And you can just buy that on eBay, buy it online. You don't have to drive anywhere. You don't have to look for it, right? You're not really chasing it per se, unless you're talking about like shopping for it online. I mean, you get going to websites and stuff, right? But and some of the chase pricing obviously gets super ridiculous, especially with like overseas exclusives, directors' cars, and maybe stuff that's signed by the creator of the car, right? All that creator of the brand. All that stuff, aftermarket signatures and aftermarket exclusives that come out, all that stuff, right? It's all hyperinflated, and it's a way to really get people into that mode of trying to get these at a premium, right? And it's crazy it's crazy to me that some of the resellers also participate in this, I'm of the impression that it should just be done as cadence to just buying a car from your web store or in person at your store even, right? Because to me, it should be given away at random, which is what I do, right? I'll just, if somebody orders, if 24 people order a Mini GT car, one each, One of those guys is going to get the chase because it's supposed to be a bit of a surprise. Now, given the guy didn't have to chase for it, but I'm doing what I can with the way that the setup is, right, which is buying online. I'm not gonna take it out and sell it for like $30, $50 more. Honestly, I don't think that's the way it should be. But then there's another little nuance to it where some guys will actually get a chase car and they'll be like, "Hey, what the heck is this? This is an unfinished product," and they give me a 1-star review. And I'm like, "What the heck? That's supposed to be something rare. Go look at these eBay listings, man. They're getting crazy over this stuff." I mean, that's not my I don't want to say that's not my pitch, right? Because I don't believe in that stuff anyway. But what I'm saying is like, hey, you got something rare, uh, like it's like winning the lottery, as a figure of speech. So okay, let's keep going here. Derek is saying, I agree. The majority of what I purchase are Ford GTs. I like the actual racing look, so the silver chase, exactly. So perfect. That guy's in the same field as the other dude. They are not. You're the one who chooses to make them necessary or not. Okay, so what Juan is saying is, this whole idea of chase and you know, creating hype around it and excitement around it is more driven by us, right? We're the ones, not me in specific, but people are the ones that are paying these, incredibly high prices on these cars and things like that. So that's what he's alluding to here. It's a personal decision. Obviously, for me, I'm not going to spend more than what they actually cost. It's not that serious, in my opinion. It's never been that serious. But if you're the type that's continuously spending on stuff like this just because, just to have it sitting on your shelf, to me personally, I don't know if that's collecting. Some might argue that it is, but let's see. Tyler Morton saying, they aren't, and you're right. They still do them though, so there's that. Well, yes, because again, and I don't know if there's an actual statistic, right? Like I don't know if Mini GT or any of these guys that make chases, I don't know if it's showing more sales, if you've got a chase car or if you don't have a chase car. Like I don't know who's running that metric. I mean, I'd be interested to see the numbers on that and to see if it actually does reflect their distribution. Against each other. And then we got Lim Marcus here saying, oh my God, pity. Mr. James Kim is forced to purchase a chase car which he doesn't like. What a pity. Brand should not force me. Okay, so this guy's just being a troll. What he's saying is like, hey, you're not forced to buy it, so why do you care, right? I think that's what he's saying in a nutshell. So I've reacted to that. Alejandro talking in Spanish. I'm guessing any Spanish speakers, let me know what he's saying. But he looks like he's got a pretty good collection of chase cars there. So maybe he's saying I collect chases. Okay, let's see. If it's always an ugly car that people are happy about. There's a lot of truth to that comment because, it's crazy how in the Hot Wheels community, right? You'll get like a paint rash or like a broken wheel or something hideous. What is the most expensive car in the Hot Wheel community? Isn't it like a pink bus or something like that? It's hideous, right? Who the heck cares? But it's something rare, and the market has. It's gonna be It's gonna be worth whatever someone is willing to pay. Okay, I understand that concept, but I don't know where that number comes from. I don't know who's dictating that number. I feel like sometimes people are just putting a number out there, and somebody buys it, and then that just dictates it without really doing a lot of you're not going off of historical data or anything like that. You're just really just pulling stuff out of your what. So there, I like that comment. That was pretty funny. So we're gonna give them a like there. They aren't, but some of us really enjoy collecting them. Okay, so this guy collects them, no big deal. But here's a good example of what I was saying. You see how it's got like the pink interior, pink accents, and then the rest of it's like just raw metal. Is that a Mini GT? Man, somebody check that. I don't know if that's a real Mini GT. Okay, highly agree. They don't make sense. All right, so he gets it. Definitely agree. Okay, so far, guys, what's the consensus here? I think so far everyone agrees, right? Nobody has changed my mind. Nobody's ever going to change my mind anyways in the first place, but it was still a fun exercise. We've got 105 likes, so 105 people obviously agree. Well, maybe there's some laugh reacts in there too. These guys, maybe they agree, maybe they don't. Or maybe they're just laughing at the whole concept that chase even exists. But if we go further down, let's see, who else is next here? That guy agrees. Jonathan agrees. You're paying for a model you like and receive something completely dull looking, especially when you're paying 20 bucks. Yep, exactly. Well, that again, Jonathan, that's piggybacking off of this idea that there's this market that dictates that chase cars are worth more. I mean, it costs the same to make that car. You know what I mean? Like it's not that it's more difficult for them to do, right? It's just because all these cars they're painted in bulk. So one guy just takes one out, puts the rest of the accessories on there, and it's done. It's no big deal. Now, when it comes to Mini GT, just so you know, there's one chase car in every 24-piece case. Okay, so if you want a chase car, that's the for sure way to get one. Just buy an entire box case, which includes 24 pieces. You could do it that way. Rather than the model itself, I think it caters to the part of the human urge to have owned something very few, if not no one else owns. That sense of exclusion. Yep, exactly. FOMO, pretty much what you're saying. Lim Marcus, this guy really likes me. He's commenting again. Here we go. I think maybe Mr. James Kim here only hates things that he could not get. Plot twist is that, obviously, again, I'm not into the chase car stuff, so I have no hate towards it. I pass it out to, I don't know if he knows that I own a store, right, or an online shop or anything like that, but, my customers that I've served for the past 5 years, they know what I do with chase cars. They know that I give them out randomly. There's posts in my group that prove all this. So now again, this guy doesn't know that, so let's expand that, see what he says. All chases are effing ugly. You can have them for you, no problem. Okay, that's hilarious. Okay, this is where I'm saying I sell Mini GT and I give it out randomly. Is it not necessary to make customs happy? Not sure. Okay, well, hey, that's a good point. I guess you can use those chase cars to make customs. They're already in the raw finish, so you can paint them whatever you want. Okay, now Mr. Lim is just getting a little too, he's getting a little too excessive. Okay, so all right, Lim, shout out, man. All right, here we go. Max out. Heck, even this whole hobby is not necessary if you're on the slippery slope. It existed with Hot Wheels way before all these premium brands pop up. It's been here forever. Willing buyer, willing seller, supply and demand. If no one buys them anymore, they won't produce them. True. That is actually a true point. I think the argument here, though, is why even create them at all? I mean, if you are just piggybacking off an idea that existed before, I mean, you don't have to copy the concept. You can probably... Here's the thing. Mini GT and, a lot of these brands that do chase cars, they would actually be still successful without the chase car. Like, that's where I was saying about the data again, right? I don't actually know if there's data that proves people are actually buying cars more because of a chase car, because a chase car exists. Like, to me, I don't know if that's actually true. Again, I think it's just artificially created. Yes, you've got think about it. It's 1 in 24. So just one person is going to be getting a chase car anyways, right? So the percent of people is very small. It's like super small. All right, so Max Hamilton, here we go again with the jab. Nice. Sometimes I think Mr. James can present hobbies unnecessary. Changed my mind. That was pretty good. Pretty clever. I'll give him that. But, me personally with my channel and the way I've always handled things, I've always tried to be a little bit indifferent, challenge the status quo. I think it's better to... I think it's good to be somebody that has a little haters, because where else are you going to be going if you didn't? I think at one point you have to, if you're doing something like this, you have to have and accept that. Like, that's just how it's going to be. So kudos to Max on that. Chase cars. Ooh, I'm not sure what that means. Roses. Chase cars, roses. Oh, I don't know. Somebody help me. Dang, James, dang, bro. There's some people here that are obsessed with you. that's the funny. I'm a big deal, okay? Okay, so I was just trolling on, piggybacking off that comment. That was pretty funny, though. Look, even Toby gets it, man. That's funny. I don't like Meiji Chase because most of their 90% are plain ugly, except a few. Okay, yeah. I will say that Tarmac Works, they do chase cars also, and what they've done is that they've actually painted them in a way where it's got like a chrome type of finish. So let's say the base model cars are purple, right? So what Tarmac Works will do for the chase, and I've seen this on a few of them, not all of them do it. Okay, Tarmac Works still does do the raw chase type stuff, but I've seen him paint the purple cars like in a chrome finish of purple. So that actually makes the chase car look a lot nicer, I think. If we're going to be talking about aesthetics, right? Just the aesthetics part. I think to have something like that would make it a little bit nicer in terms of just the presentation for a chase car instead of the raw finish. Come on, guys. I think even Hot Wheels does the chrome finish on their chase cars, if I'm not mistaken. Whatever Light 2. Whatever Light 2. Is that a jab at green light? I'm not sure. Chase an exclusive card for this or that. Make everything available to everyone. Yep, I would agree. Chase or not, exclusive or not. That's the thing with exclusives are another hard one, right? Because it's all overseas. And to be honest, this was another rant that I was going to do in the future, but we can talk a little bit about it here. Is like all the exclusive stuff's in Asia. Like US doesn't get anything. I mean, occasionally they'll give you a couple pieces here and there, but for the most part, it's strictly like overseas stuff. It's all Asia. You know, I mean, nobody's going to fly out there for 15 events a year. You know what I'm saying? Just to get chase cars and exclusives. It doesn't make any sense. So people are forced again to buy exclusive from secondhand marketplace sellers that are selling them at an inflated price. It's just how that word works. And yes, it is cheaper to buy an event exclusive from Mini GT for $100 off of eBay, right? Versus getting a ticket, booking the flight, entry fee, whatever, right? Yeah, I know that makes sense too. But at the same time, is it that serious? I don't know. Again, I don't do it. Don't know. If you are the type to do it, maybe explain your position in the comments. How else would you maximize profits? I don't understand that one again. Again, I don't know if the data supports people profiting more from having a chase car or not. Selling a chase car at a higher price is just one car. I mean, you can sell 5 Mini GTs and make up that make that up, or whatever the number is, right? I see a lot of yeah, dude, it's actually not much. It's just a couple of people, and they're just sipping the Kool-Aid. I feel like sometimes I just feel like in general this hobby, it's a lot about drinking the Kool-Aid. It's just some people just take it way too seriously, and it's like, guys, it's a diecast car. It's a toy car, okay? I mean, I don't like to say it's a toy car because it's more adult oriented, 14 plus and things like that. But it's just a diecast car. Like, I don't understand why this stuff gets so serious. The base chase car, I think, is the STH by Hot Wheels. Yep, I think STH is the one, right? It's the one with the chrome finish, with the glowing finish. Joaquin, it's just unnecessary hype. Some aren't even that great. But if I get the opportunity to buy one at retail price, I'll definitely buy it to resell. Okay, so this guy is unfortunately part of the problem when it comes to the secondhand market, right? So, yeah, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, to me, chase car, if you get one, great. If you get it at retail price, great. It should be a bit of a surprise for you to keep it. It's like a little bit of a victory dance for you. It's like you got something rare out of, again, a very few quantity, right? There's not that many chase cars out there. So reselling, I don't know about that. I mean, he's probably going to counter with, well, I could sell this and buy, 10 regular Mini GT cars for whatever. Maybe the guy's not strictly doing it as a scalper, right? So there's ones that are definitely doing it strictly to just make money. Like their whole business model, they think, and that they're going to retire off of reselling diecast cars, like Hot Wheels. Like I don't really understand. I'm hoping that I can do a video in the future where, it's like Hot Wheels really isn't really an investment. It's just a hobby, okay? Christopher Martin, I like them. After all, they don't hurt anyone who doesn't want them. Yeah, I get the position he's going with that one. If it don't hurt nobody, who cares? Well, it's hurting people's pockets. I think mentally it could also be a factor, maybe by chance. I mean, nobody's gonna lose sleep over it, but maybe somebody's taking it too seriously, right? Again, that goes back to the thing, right? Maybe it's taken a little bit too seriously. Sometimes it's nice to see a slightly different version of the vehicle in a way you'll likely never see done in person. Anyways, after all, they are toy cars. Okay, so he gets the other. I get the other half of it. Um, let's see. What is this guy? Nico hitting me up with the GIF. True. Yep. Devin Williams, longtime customer. He agrees. We'll give him a like. Nope. They're just embodiments of greed and gluttony. Basic versions are much better. Yep, Xavier, I agree with that. So he's on the same page. Sorry for the thing. I read comments, but still don't understand. What is a chase car? Okay, so this guy, this guy's a prime example where, okay, so I get a new Mini GT batch in. I'm shipping them out. J-Rad gets the chase car. Everybody else gets regulars. J-Rod gets the package. He opens it up, and guess what? He's got the chase car. He will then email me, hey, why in the world do I have this unfinished car? And then he'll give me a 1-star review if I'm not, or he might just go to the 1-star review. I got this car from Auto Cars Houston. Hey, J7122. Let's see. No, actually, I don't have a physical store. No physic. Oh my God, I don't know how to spell. I don't have a physical store. I actually used to have a physical store, but that store was actually a bit of a pilot for me. So I haven't really gone down that path yet. However, a little bit of an Easter egg. I do have an idea for a store. If that's any reservation, okay? Now, am I gonna pull the trigger on doing it? Not sure, because it's so much easier doing it this way without any overhead and all these bills and things like that you have to worry about, right? Like, to me, it's like you just do it from here, pack, ship, it's done. So hopefully that answered your question, J71322. Hey, that's like my first chat comment. That's nice. All right, we're getting somewhere. Okay. It would be nice to see these different brands in person before having to buy. Yes, I completely agree, and that's been a lot of the challenge, with this stuff, right? Because some people are like, why am I going to pay, like these model cars on the back, right here in the back right there, why am I going to pay $300 for a toy car? It's like, okay, first off, it's not a toy car, but here we go again. But what I'm saying is, like, once they see it in person, then they're like, okay, I know what these are. This makes sense. I can't afford it, but I understand why these are more expensive than, let's say, a Hot Wheels or a Jada Toys or a Maisto, right? So there is a big difference. Maybe J71322, that is in the future to start that. Again, I've got it like all written down. Like, I've got the layout, floor plan, but it's in my notebook somewhere. It's been there for like 2 years. So let's see here. Not everyone's cup of tea, but I do fascinate by the brushed aluminum naked look. It gives off a different feel. Yeah, I mean, some of them maybe look nice. It's like I guess real life cars where people are doing matte black wraps on cars. Personally, I'm not a fan of it, but I guess depending on the type of car, it looks really nice. Maybe that's the same point of view that this guy's going with as well. I would say that the brushed aluminum look, the raw casting does kind of suck because it can start to frost up and get a little bit hazy, right? So you'd have to go in there and like repolish it. So I don't know if that's another thing that you guys have encountered. I've seen it before on Inno64 products where it's a raw finish and it starts to get hazy. It could be a climate control thing as well. So Mike Edmond, I like the idea of chases, but not when the only way to get them is to wait for a vendor to find one and put it out. Yes, Mr. Mike. Yeah, that guy, he gets it. See, that's the worst part, man. Like I said, and there's actually other resellers out there that agree with my logic of, like, you just give it out to a random person randomly. To me, makes complete sense, right? That's the way it should be. I love him. Well, he's probably saying that because he got one. If he didn't get one, maybe he might be in the same boat as this Mike Edmond dude. Okay, so, yeah, this is another example where we see it. It's just a raw metal, different color wheel, mirror. So all they do is they just, they take it out, of their painting assembly line. They'll take one out or however many out, right? Count it out. And they just won't paint it, but they'll put the wheel, mirror, they'll glue the mirror on. They'll put the interior in. They'll put the spoiler on if it's got a spoiler, and then they're on their way. That's how that chase thing works. Okay, last one. Here we go. Last comment from Clifford. I didn't even know what they were until a few days ago. I like collecting simply for the love of cars, so value is relative only to me. I unbox every car, so okay. So this guy, okay. So actually, Clifford is a pretty cool collector. He's getting into it for the first time, and I think a lot of the mindset you have to have when it comes to this hobby, especially if it's your first time, it's really good to set a good foundation. So I think Clifford's on the right path. I think Clifford, I think Clifford is the guy that actually messaged me the other day. Here I am, being a little trolly, but at the same time spitting some truth there. So Clifford, I think, is the epitome of like a true passionate collector getting into it for the first time. He's probably, unfortunately, going to feel the burn when it comes to, like some of these scalpers and like all that, gray area stuff that goes on out there. I've educated him a bit on unlicensed products and licensed products. I told him that I'm not the type of store to like just put every single brand of product on there just because it's cool, just to make a buck. To me, that's not how I do things personally. That's why I just got a select few brands that I think are, doing things right, being legit about it, being honest, transparent, giving back to the IP where it's due. So to me, that's just a better way to do it, right? Okay, so that is in a nutshell what is going on with the chase car world. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Oh, and J7132, thank you for joining, man. So I will probably put this as a YouTube VOD as well, see how that goes. I'll probably have to make a thumbnail or something like that as well. And then we'll go from there and we'll talk more and discuss more. I think the more people are in here, the more fun this is going to be, especially with all the back and forth discussions. But I completely forgot. I didn't post this in my social channels or anything. So I'm literally just talking to myself on Twitch. Well, I'm talking to J71322, so that's pretty cool. Okay, next time I need to prepare better. I need to share this through my communities, let them know I'm going on Twitch, and then start from there. So we're doing the just chatting category, right? So we're just talking about stuff. And to be honest, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I can't wait to do some more of these. So let's just wait and see what's in store for this, okay? All right, guys, peace.